Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is June 14th, and this is our first video since coming back from vacation. And here we go. We'll be doing the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. And starting off with the daily Dow. Well, I believe it was right here that was our last video before going on vacation, and we had mentioned that we had a inverse hammer, and anyway, that didn't mean too much. We did get an uptick 2 days later, and we have an uptick today. Long-term moving averages are in a flat line, so either we'll get the cross and the bears will be very happy, or we're going to go up and test it, and it's not going to give much of a fight since it is a flat line. And a couple things to look at with this. One being the uptick. That's the most important thing. So with the uptick, we are able to get a target price or target level of 12,150, just above 12,150. And we also had this uptick back here, and that would have given us a target just above 12,250, and it would appear that that one is not going to come to pass. However, its time frame is not completely gone yet. Normally it is 3 to 4 bars, so today would have been 3 bars, and if we get some gigantic move up tomorrow, then this one will be fulfilled as well, but it is unlikely to do so. We'd have to have 150 point move, 200 points, and we'll have to wait and see. This other one though, today's uptick is much more obtainable. It's only 80 points away. Certainly that is very doable. Secondaries are all starting to point up, so giving it a little more weight towards that happening. Also, one other thing to look at is the MACD histogram. Notice we have a peak right here on these 2 bars, and then we have a higher values here and here, but the price is going down, whereas the MACD histogram is ticking up. So unless we get some ultra nasty down, which goes lower than these peaks over here, we could have a mild positive divergence forming. So that also gives some hope to the bulls that we will see some further movement up, and we shall have to wait and see. The short-term moving averages are very bubbly. I mean, just ugly. It does need a correction to fix all of this. So today's today's target should be done just to fix this, but we shall see. SPX, more of the same thing. This time we have the uptick, and our target is right around 1296. And we had the previous uptick, and that would have brought us up here to 1307, 1308. And most likely that one is not going to fulfill, but we still have another day, so we'll have to see how that plays out tomorrow. But certainly the most recent uptick, definitely very, very doable, and like the Dow, possible positive divergence, but we will have to see if we don't get a nasty sell that just totally destroys it. So by no means a certain or done deal. On the VIX, we had a downtick today. It was met intraday, so downtick is fulfilled, bubbly stuff is repaired, and now it has to choose what it wants to go do with itself. And we do have a hammer, and we do have a flat line on long-term moving averages. So if it wants to fall, certainly there isn't anything to stop it. Secondaries, pretty high, trying to go lower, and high possibly looking for a cross. We need more data, but certainly going down is very possible, and I personally think that 17 is in the near future, but that is just a guess. TNA, you know, I really should get rid of these old trend lines, but I'll just keep them from now. TNA very bubbly on the way down. We did get an uptick today. Uptick has a target right at, oops, it'd help if I followed it correctly, just a hair below 75. Yep, right below 75. So that looks nice. Secondaries on that, just like the Dow and SPX, low and ticking up. We'll have to see if it actually wants to follow through and work its way back up. But we do have a target, so that is something nice. UUP had a hammer today. Short-term moving averages are looks like they're stalling out. We do have the bearish bar holding it back, and so it makes sense as to why it has stalled out, where it's stalled out, and certainly doesn't look like it has any real motivation to try another run at the upside. Even if it did, we don't have complete crossover going into the bar, and being this far away from it, we would really need something major in order to put the hurt on the bar. So not very encouraging for dollar bulls at this moment. Secondaries are mixed, neutral, negative, neutral, and high, looking for a cross on the stochastic. So definitely the dollar is not in a great position at the moment. And its sister FXE, so you can see plenty of room between the two Bollinger Bands. We do have a bullish bar that isn't the strongest, most separated bar I've ever seen, but is still there nonetheless. We do have an inverse hammer, and just like the dollar, it is just trying to figure out what it wants to go do with itself. Secondaries, neutral, positive, low, looking for a cross to the positive, and positive on the RSI. So definitely leaning bullish on FXE, but we should get some a move up and separation of the short-term moving averages before we can call an entry point on FXE. And now the really ugly one, which is SLV, silver. Silver is just going through a really nasty time. On the last video we did last Tuesday, we had mentioned that we were in a double flatline, and how much we hate double flatlines. They're not good for trading. Yesterday it did go below the Bollinger Band. Today it popped back out of it, and you know, for the most part everything is mixed on secondaries. Totally neutral on the MACD, and slightly negative on the RSI, so really negative, neutral, and stochastic is low. Certainly the way that the secondaries are and the way that the moving averages are, I wouldn't expect any big moves in silver anytime soon, and I certainly would not I would be very cautious about it. This is essentially a double flatline still, and double flatlines are just bad news. And GLD, this one looks much better than SLV. You can see we have the long-term bullish bar in effect, and it has gone down to sit upon it. We have partial crossover on the short-term moving averages. Essentially indecision as it figures out what it wants to go and do with itself. Secondaries are low, neutral, and negative. So mixed picture. It's not lined up for a major move in any direction, but certainly it has a bullish slant to it. And there it is, our first overview since coming back. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please join us at bearsinexile.com. And as always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only.